Who's your emergency contact? Who should we notify in the case of death? Welcome to the USP, where I've spent the last 2+ decades of my life. I'm in Atwater. And every penitentiary is different on how, we just say homies. Homies meaning other Asian islanders, how they run their car and whatever in whatever penitentiary. Because the car is only run through the people that is there. And everywhere I've been, I emphasize certain standards that the homies need to meet to be able to walk the yard. Why? Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Things are about to always gonna pop off. It's just a matter of when. So when shit blows up and we have to get into it with another race, another gang, another car, I want to make sure the people that I'm riding for is worthy of me putting my life on the line. Because anybody that's ever been in a yard with me, I'm on the front line. Whatever issues the homies have, I'm always the first one there and the last to leave. So I don't want to be put in a position where I think a homie's good and I'm riding with him and then something foul happens and I get hurt. And then later on find out that this motherfucker that I was riding with, that I was helping, that I was protecting, is some type of piece of shit. I value my life, but I'm willing to put it on the line for good homies, for the people around me that are men, that carry themselves in a certain way, that meet the standards that I insist for myself. And if they meet all the criteria, hey, I ain't got no problem rocking with you. But I don't want to be up there on the front line in a freaking battle, in a war, over some piece of shit, for some piece of shit. So like I said, every yard that I've been to, if they weren't doing it, if they weren't up to standards, I clean it up. When I was just in Florence, there was 9 homies in Florence. When I got there, the homies from other spot sent me paperwork on some of these dudes that was on a yard. And half of them were dirty. Well, I'll share you that story when I get to Florence. But I clean the yard up, every yard I go to. Now, on this particular day, we have an islander come from an FCI. His name is Ghost. He's from Hawaii. He comes to the FCI, from the FCI, and when you come off the bus, we tell you, hey, your paperwork needs to check out. You got 30 days to produce your PSI, your paperwork. And I know some people mentioned that now there's rules in the penitentiary, in the federal system, that you're not allowed to have your paperwork no more. And the reason why they're implementing that rule is because a lot of people's getting their head busted. But still, I'm gonna let you know now, you can always get your paperwork. When I got shipped off from Atwater to Lewisburg and Lewisburg to Florence, I called my attorney and had her shoot me my paperwork. So there's no excuses why you can't have your paperwork. And the only reason why you wouldn't want to produce your paperwork is because there's something in there that's not kosher. Because anybody with our mentality knows that your paperwork is your player's pass. That's how you get through the door. That's how people open doors for you. Anyway, they got this dude named Ghost, Hawaiian dude. He come from an FCI. So at this time, Dana doesn't represent the homies no more on the west side because of the incident that happened in the chow hall during our Buddhist meal. He didn't speak up when it was time to speak up, and he was supposed to have been the spokesman for us. So they had a meeting or whatever, demoted him, and nominated Joe. Joe is he's Filipino. He's a military prisoner, and he caught a body on the base. I don't really know exactly how that transpired, but I'll find out and I'll share that story with you at a later time. But he was represented from the West Side. So I approached Joe about this dude Ghost because the day prior I ran into Ghost going to chow. And I introduced myself and he introduced himself to me. And I asked him, I said, hey, why are you up here in the USP? Who was you with? Where was you at? You know, all the questions. Well, he said he was at an FCI. I don't remember exactly which one, but the one that he was at, it was maybe Victorville 2 or Victorville 1. Victorville has a USP, FCI 1, FCI 2, a woman's camp, and a male's camp. It's a big-ass complex. But I think he was in one of the FCI in Victorville, and at the time that he was there was a Hawaiian dude or Samoan dude named Papa C that ran the car over there. Well, Papa C had, or C, if I got the name wrong, please don't butcher me over it. But the Hawaiian dude that had the yard for the homies at the FCI had sent Ghost on a mission to go handle something. But Ghost didn't want to handle the mission, so he checked in. Checked in meaning he went to the guards and told them they need to lock him up to protect him from the inmates on the yard. Now, here's what you need to understand. When you go into these yards, once you're inside those gates and you affiliate yourself with a certain group, certain gang, or whatever race, you're under an umbrella. It comes with being under the umbrella is privileges. And the fact that people know that you're part of this group, part of this gang, part of this organization, that you're not just out there running around by yourself, easy pickings for the wolves. So you get benefit from it. You benefit from being under an umbrella. Well, my thing is, if you get all the benefits from being under an umbrella, then you should help share the burdens of whatever transpired too. It can't be the same individuals dealing with these busters. If you're part of a car, your number's gonna get called and you gotta do your part because you enjoy the benefit. You can't just enjoy the benefit without some of the responsibilities. So for me, we all have a responsibility to keep our car clean, to keep our car to a certain standards. So when it was time for this dude, Ghost, that enjoyed the benefit, the umbrella of being part of an Islander car, he then didn't want to share the burden, didn't want to do his part. So he checked in. And he's so green to what we do up here in the USP that he thought it was cool that he told me that he checked in and that he told me he refused the mission. And I'm just looking at him like, man, this is one stupid motherfucker. But I'm not nobody's shot caller. I don't speak for the homies, but I do have a voice. I don't say a lot. I mean, you probably think it's that's not plausible because I'm out here running my mouth every day on these videos, but I don't say a lot. So when when I speak on certain issues that I feel strongly about, the homies listen. Whether they agree or disagree, that's besides the point. They hear what I have to say, and then they go and make their decisions on however to go about whatever issues that I'm speaking on. So the next day, I made a point to run into Joe, because Joe's on the west side, and that fool Ghost lives on the west side. So I told Joe, I said, hey, have you asked him why he's here? He's like, yeah. He told you he checked in at the other spot? He said, yeah. I said, we don't accept busters around us. So when you checked in, because see, If you didn't like the decision that the dude at that FCI made for you, you should have went and punched him in the mouth. You never go to the police and ask them to save you. Because in order for them to save you, you have to debrief. You have to tell them why you can't be on the yard. So if you tell them why you can't be on the yard, in essence, you're telling. You cannot check in and not tell the police why. So I don't know what he told the police for them to save him and put him in the shoe and take him off the yard. But, when you're a check-in, we call them check-ins. When you're a check-in, hey, you fall right there in that category with child molesters, rapists, and rats. It's all the same with, A1, A, B, A, C, A, D, or whatever, 1A, whatever. You're foul. You're fucked up. And in that water, we try to keep a certain standards for the homies around us. So the decision was made. Eddie went and asked the homie from Seattle named Izzy. He was half black, half Samoan. Light-skinned, strong little motherfucker. And Jordan, the homie in my block, volunteered to be the other guy to put in that work. But for some reason, Ghost seemed to have caught wind of what was going on, and he never came out of his unit. For like 2 or 3 days, the hit was already made because these other two individuals live in another block. But we know he goes to Chow. So Jordan's on the east side and Izzy's on the west side. And when they called Chow, they always call west side and east side separately. So on this particular day, Jordan made his way around over there to the other side. And they waited in front of Chow Hall for Ghost to come out. So when they called Ghost unit, he came out. But when he came out, Jordan got behind him, wrapped him up, and Easy hit him, knocked him out. And after he knocked him out, they just started stomping on his head. When you get nominated, like everybody has a number. It don't matter who you are. When you go in the paint, especially if you just first hit a yard, you get a number. When something comes up, it's going to be your turn to take care of it. Like there's some people that have family members that are on their way to the penitentiary. And they've asked me, what can I do? What can I share to help them do their time? When you're nominated to go put in work, man, go put in that work. You're going to end up in the shoe either way. Because either you go to the shoe in good standing by doing your duty, putting in that work, or you're going to your shoe in bad standing, whether you checked in or the homie fuck your ass off because you refused that mission. When your number is called, fulfill it. This is what you signed up for. Like I said, once you become part of an entity, part of a group, there's no longer you doing you. But this is not to say for you to be a crash dummy and just do what you're told. But if you believe in the stuff that we're doing, then instead of being asked to do something, volunteer. Because if you believe in it, then you want to push that line too. But again, the best way to make it in the penitentiary is be respectful, be mindful, and do your duty, whatever that entails, because everybody signed up for something different. If you signed up for something, with something, whoever, you know the rules. They're laying it out before you, so there's no misunderstanding. If you know the rules, follow the rules. Welcome to the USP.